In the last report, we showed how a coach can create a profile, register a team, and start creating reports for a team. So these are the reports over the course of a season. But where does this information go? It goes into your dashboard, and there's different ways to show that data. Right here, we are showing the progress of a team over the course of a season. These are the averages of the different skills that the coach is evaluating. It's very useful for the coach, for the club, for the director of a club, and it can show where they're excelling, where they need improvement, where they have slumps. From here, we can go into more specifics, individual players. So we have a mock player here. We can show shooting, where they compare to the average, decision making, and from there, we can go into other areas. Here we're looking at a player distribution for different skills. So we can pick any skill here. And what we see as the coach is we can see any player in that skill. However, as a player parent, you will only be able to see your player that will be represented in gold, and the others you will not be able to see their specific names, but you'll be able to see where they stand against the team, against other players on the team. So from here we go on to skills correlation. Skills correlation is kind of interesting. So like with shooting and speed, you see here there's not much of a correlation, but let's take attitude and say decision making. You can start to see a correlation with these skills. There's a number of things you can do with this data here. But moving from here on to stats, our stats page is very easy to use. You can edit it, very mobile friendly, just with a plus and minus. So you can do it over time, or at the end of the season, you can just take one number, throw it in there, and it will keep your stats for you. And the last thing that I want to show you is our data export. So this is especially useful for coaches and directors working together, can be very useful for tryouts. So take a hockey club, for example. Depending on the league, you can have two different birth years that are in the same kind of age group. So let's say we want to take two teams, but we only want the 2006s that'll be moving up to the next level, which is Bantam. And we want to give that info to the Bantam coaches for tryouts and for other purposes. We could take that multiple teams with all the kids that are moving up to that next level the next year. For this one, though, we're going to just say we want to export all the birth years, 2007, 2006, and I think there was even one kid from 2008. So what we have here is we export that data, we get a team, we get the skills average, we get the skills rank, where they rank on the team, and all these different skills. This is very interesting, a distance from the mean. That's very important and very useful because it kind of takes the grading, how lenient or strict the coach is, which is also something we address with our coaching evaluations. There's a seasonal growth that you just saw. There's a stats rank. So all stuff that is very useful for a snapshot of different teams, different birth years, different age groups, and also for tryouts as well. So if you have any questions at all about any of this, please email support@drosif.com.